I used to make a terrible mistake with my cat, Leo. Every morning at roughly 5:30 a.m., I would wake up to the bizarre, slightly uncomfortable sensation of a rough, sandpaper-like tongue obsessively licking my hair. Annoyed, half asleep, and worried about his digestion, I would gently but firmly push his head away, pull the blanket over my head, and go back to sleep. I thought he just liked the taste of my coconut shampoo, or perhaps he was just dealing with some strange feline oral fixation. I was completely wrong. In fact, by pushing him away, I was actively rejecting the highest form of affection and trust a cat can offer. I was essentially hanging up the phone on his deepest declaration of love. If you have ever pulled away from your cat when they try to groom your hair, your face, or your beard, you might be accidentally breaking their heart. Today, we are going to dive deep into the behavioral psychology and evolutionary biology behind why cats lick your hair. It is not just a quirky habit, it is a profound, ancient ritual. And once you understand the science behind it, you will never look at your cat the same way again. Let's step out of our human perspective for a moment and look at the hard neurobiology of your cat's brain. When your cat climbs onto your pillow and begins to lick your hair, they are engaging in a scientifically documented behavior called allogrooming. In the feline world, grooming isn't just about hygiene, it is a highly complex social and chemical exchange. When your cat licks you, their brain undergoes a radical neurochemical shift. Research into feline socio-spatial organization, including fundamental studies on cat behavior mirroring those from the University of Sussex regarding animal communication, reveals that the act of allogrooming actively suppresses the production of cortisol, the primary stress hormone. Simultaneously, the rhythmic motion of their tongue triggers a massive release of oxytocin and dopamine in their brain. Oxytocin, often referred to as the cuddle chemical, is the exact same hormone human mothers release when bonding with their newborn babies. But there is a secondary scientific mechanism at play here: olfactory blending. Cats rely on their vomeronasal organ, or Jacobson's organ, located at the roof of their mouth, to process complex pheromones. By licking your hair, which holds a high concentration of your natural oils and scent, they are physically tasting your chemical signature. They are then mixing their saliva with your scent to create a group odor. In their mind, they are weaving your DNA and their DNA into a single, unified family crest. When I was pushing Leo away, I was neurologically interrupting a dopamine cycle and rejecting his attempt to synchronize our pheromones. To truly grasp the gravity of this behavior, we have to travel all the way back over 10,000 years to the arid deserts of the Middle East, to the ancestors of all modern domestic cats, Felis sylvestris libyaca, the African wildcat. Unlike dogs, which evolved as highly social pack animals, wildcats are strictly solitary apex predators. They hunt alone, they eat alone, and they fiercely defend their territory alone. For a solitary predator, trusting another living creature is a massive evolutionary risk. Survival depends on extreme hypervigilance. However, when feral cats form colonies, usually around an abundant food source, they are forced to create a social hierarchy to prevent constant, fatal fights. How do solitary killers make peace? Through allogrooming. In the wild, cats will only groom individuals they consider essential to their survival and completely devoid of threat. Notice where your cat chooses to groom you: the top of your head, your hair, and your face. In feline body language, the top of the head and the back of the neck are highly vulnerable blind spots. A cat cannot easily clean the top of its own head. Therefore, in a colony, cats groom each other's blind spots to remove parasites and dirt. By aggressively licking your hair, your cat is projecting this ancestral survival instinct onto you. They are looking at this giant, clumsy, furless human and thinking, "You are a vital part of my territory. You can't reach the top of your own head, and I need to keep you clean to protect you from predators and parasites." It's a stunning display of resource guarding and maternal or paternal protection. You aren't just their owner. In the framework of their evolutionary instinct, you are their family. Now, as beautiful and deeply rooted as this behavior is, we live in the modern world, and human hair is not a safe place for a cat's tongue. This brings us to the actionable steps you must take to protect your feline friend without damaging your psychological bond. Human shampoos, conditioners, hairsprays, and specifically hair growth treatments like minoxidil are highly toxic to cats. A cat's tongue is covered with hundreds of backwards-facing keratin hooks called papillae. These hooks are designed to strip meat from bone, but they also act like a one-way conveyor belt, meaning anything they lick goes directly into their digestive system. We cannot let them ingest our hair products. So, how do we stop them without causing emotional rejection? We use the 3-second redirection rule. When your cat begins to lick your hair, do not instantly shove them away or shout. Instead, allow the behavior for exactly 3 seconds. Let them initiate the bond. Then, gently intercept their head with your hand. Begin petting them on the very spots they were trying to clean on you, the top of their head, the base of their ears, and under their chin. By doing this, you're acknowledging their allogrooming invitation and returning the favor, transforming the interaction from them grooming your toxic hair into a mutual grooming session that is safe for them. You validate their affection while redirecting the target. Furthermore, we must observe the context of the licking. If your cat is frantically and obsessively licking your hair, chewing on the ends, and cannot be easily distracted, this may be a sign of a stress-induced behavioral issue like pica or generalized anxiety. When cats feel overwhelmed by their environment, they use grooming as a desperate coping mechanism to force the release of calming endorphins. If you notice this obsessive behavior, you need to audit their environment. Are there enough resources? I always recommend the strictly enforced N+1 rule for feline territories. You should always have one more resource than you have cats. If you have one cat, you need 2 litter boxes, 2 scratching posts, multiple distinct resting areas. This simple environmental enrichment drastically reduces territorial anxiety, dropping their baseline cortisol levels, which often completely cures obsessive grooming behaviors. At the end of the day, understanding why your cat licks your hair forces us to confront a beautiful truth about our feline companions. Society often mislabels cats as aloof, selfish, or transactional, creatures that only stick around because we open the tin of cat food. But behavioral science tells a completely different story. When your cat climbs onto your chest, closes their eyes, and drags their raspy tongue through your hair, they are overcoming thousands of years of solitary, predatory instincts. They are temporarily lowering their defenses in a dangerous world to tell you in the most primal language they possess that you belong to them. They are marking you with their scent, claiming you as their own, and actively working to keep you safe. It's the ultimate vulnerability. It's a profound declaration of family. So the next time you wake up to that scratchy sandpaper tongue on your scalp, before you gently redirect them, take a moment to appreciate the incredible honor you are being given. You aren't just a human to them. You are their pack. You are their family. If this video completely changed the way you view your cat's quirky behaviors, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I want to hear from you in the comments below. Does your cat groom your hair, your face, or do they have another strange way of showing affection? Tell me your stories. Until next time, keep observing, keep loving, and keep understanding the secret language of your cats.